This video is about our dinghy, basically Aquarius's family car, why we drag it and why we stow it on the bow, plus other tips we borrowed from our previous owner and experienced sailors. If you learned anything from this video, please like and subscribe. In order to have days like this, you're going to have days like this. This is Tips on Tuesday. We're going to talk about what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. Stay tuned so you don't feel like doing this. If you like these videos, please subscribe and give us a like. And if you have anything to add to the conversation or any questions, please leave them below.
That's a big ass boat. They're not going to stop for a dinghy, babe. There's our dinghy right there. I got it.
You see it?
Yep. See it over there?
No.
It's right over here.
Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Oh yes! Ah, our dinghy! Poor baby! Which side you gonna leave it on when Aquarius approaches? On the starboard?
I'll put it right over here.
So it's been only like 10 minutes when we lost it.
Yeah, it hasn't been long.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna bring it, I'm gonna shield it on, and then I'm gonna come up to it and let the wind blow me onto it.
Now, how about the line? Is it synced, you think?
Yeah, it's some.
We got our dinghy back.
Yeah, we gotta tie this up differently because that's why we lost it.
I said to Ken, we need to get the binoculars and see if this boat doesn't have our dinghy. And Ken says, like, it's a big yacht. They're not gonna stop for our dinghy.
So today we're going to talk about everything dinghy. So first of all, always have two lines tied separately on the bottom of your dinghy. See that? There's two bowlines on that. So if you lose one, you still got the other.
Get a floating line of about 20 feet or 7 meters. Tie both ends to the front of the dinghy with bowlines. Then find the middle of the line and tie a knot, so you will always be able to quickly find the middle. Also, when you're using the outboard, make sure you always keep the rope inside the dinghy. If it gets out into the water, it will surely get tangled in the prop, which may damage your outboard.
This is another thing I like to do. In the middle of the line, I like to keep a knot. And that knot helps your bowline stay together. And it makes you always tie a really nice bowline. And always tie a bowline to something. Don't just put it around a cleat like that. You always tie a bowline if it's just holding on to your dinghy. That way you need two failures. You have two lines that have to fail before you lose your dinghy. Okay, so I've got two lines up here. If I need to put my dinghy on a longer leash, I have a long line, two lines all the time. I tie a bowline, and the last piece of the bowline, I tie it through it. So that way, there's no way this knot can come undone. But just because you have two lines down to your dinghy doesn't mean that if you put it over a cleat, just because you have two lines, it's two lines, you need another knot. So tie another knot in it, because like us, we lost our dinghy for about 20 minutes, and that was because I didn't tie the last knot in there. It has to be 2 failures. Even though you have 2 lines, it's only one cleat. So you have to make sure that you put another knot on it, so that if this starts coming loose, and they will, if this thing's banging like this long enough, it's slowly going to work its way back. It'll work its way back to the knot, and that's it. So that's another thing. So let's get this on board. This is what picks our dinghy up, and this is I found the cheapest way to do it, just a couple lines, and let's get this on. But they have really expensive ones that don't last as long as just a rope tied, 2 bowlines on the front, and then a loop for the back, and it just loops right over. It's just one line, and then I've got it tied together. That seems to work very nice, and it's cheap. One of the things that we do when we take out put up our dinghy and take it down is you tie one extra line on something on the dinghy, so that if you drop it, you can pull it back up. So that is something that needs to be done all the time. And then we've got this. You just hook this up and you let out. Okay, that should be good.
And now I can put it on a...
Okay. Always make sure you tighten them up, and tighten them up really tight. You should put a wrap on the bottom to pull it in a little bit, and that's way it doesn't start to oscillate. I used to have a stick that came in here, but it got stolen. It just looked like a regular stick. I don't know if somebody threw it off or not, but it would fit right here, go back to here, and I would pull back on that. I'm going to get one made again so that it keeps this where it is, and then you pull back on it. That way the engine doesn't move at all. So there you go. That's a good system to make sure your dinghy engine stays where it's supposed to. The oars can stay in now. If we were just going to leave the dinghy overnight here, we would lift it up halfway, and we would have our steps on and then 2 fenders on to keep the dinghy away from the boat. And then we would have it tied up just like it is right now in front. But today we're going to be taking the dinghy out because we're leaving Turkey. So we're just going to pull it up and put it right here, cover it up. I do is I put a cushion in between the bathroom window and the back, and then we just drop it into place. So after the dinghy is in place, we come back here, take our halyard off, put our halyard back, and you should always try to make sure you cover up your dinghy, because this doesn't last very long if you don't keep it covered. So anytime that our dinghy's on the deck, it's usually covered. So what we do is we tie this one forward, and that's why another reason why I like that knot on the end. It'll keep it from coming loose. Now we've had this dinghy up here in 50 knots of wind, so we have a pretty good system of tying it down. The other thing that you really want to think about when you tie your dinghy down is you don't want to have lines across your path. These are our safety lines. If we're locked to these, I like to keep them open all the way to the back. If I lock in, I want to be able to walk all the way to the front without jumping over a couple lines that are holding the dinghy down. So here's what we do. We have one line that's already measured to be the perfect length to come up and around, and we pull it through here. So these two lines hold the boat forward. And this line holds it back. The only thing that I'd like to do to make it a little bit better is to have just a clip on here so that I have both lines, so that if one of these lines breaks, I still have the other one to hold it back. And I'll do that at some point. So I've got that one holding it forward and these holding it back. So this line now, goes around the tube. This line goes around to the other tube. And that way it stays right in this area. Had that thing in 50 knots of wind without a problem. But you got to make sure you cover your dinghy and try to make it so one broken line does not ruin your day. Nice and neat. Our dinghy's all on board. Got our fenders all in. Let's get ready to go.
If you like this video, give us a like down below and click here to subscribe. That really helps us. And if you want to watch more of us, click one of those.
They said they came from Spanish.